What's going on, Death Stranding 2 fans? We're jumping into some very important tips and tricks to start you off. You can do this right when you start the game or a little bit later. First thing we're going to do is go into the settings. Settings are very important in every single video game. I like to make sure I have the best settings possible. That way I can have the best experience possible. Head over to the settings, put the difficulty you want, of course, and most of this stuff you can keep on default. There are little things that you can change and alter. I'll put his preference. All right. Now we're going to get into a couple of details. This is very important here when it comes to your dead zones. You can put this on 0 if you have a good controller. It is default at 1. And I believe 1 is perfectly fine because it helps you move or aim. And the responsiveness is decent enough. Now, if you really feel like you want to be a pro player, you can put it all the way to 0, and it basically is going to react to any little gesture you make. Very important. Then on the next one is called minimal button hold. So there's a lot of interactions in this game, and you have to hold for 5 seconds originally. I turned this down all the way to 3. It makes it a lot easier. You still have time to hold it, but it's a little shorter. It's just simple. Then when it comes to the aim, this is for your camera aim when you're looking around. I put it at 65. I would say between 60 to 70 to 80 in between there. You'll be fine. I like it at 65. It's not too fast, not too slow, pretty well balanced and good to go. Then this is when you're aiming down sight. You don't want it to be too fast, but you want it to be good enough to snap and hit shots and move around when necessary to multiple targets. I have it at 60. It's very critical in my opinion. Now, on top of the aim, this is a critical thing here that you might need to adjust for yourself, but acceleration is going to allow you to speed up your movement when it comes to the aiming. I like it at 3 and 8 because it's not too outrageous and it just a steady pace. And talking about steady, Linear is very important in this scenario because Linear allows you to have a steady flow in that move. Okay, so it's very consistent, and I think this is the best in my opinion. Then that's pretty much it. I would prefer performance mode because you're going to get 60 frames per second. And I play on the regular PlayStation 5. Maybe you'll get 120 on Pro. I don't know, but that's the general settings when it comes to this game. And you'll see in a minute why this is very important and why this is good. And this is very key. Now, another thing that I want to talk about that's in this game when it comes to the experience is Sam's stats. So as you play the game, you can level up. I'm literally only 2 hours in, guys. And in these settings, you see I have some stats already stacked up. And this is by just doing things. Running is going to get my running stat up and all of that good stuff. So you want to take a moment sometimes to do something specific as you play. If you can just run a little bit, maybe hold your breath for a while to practice that, you're going to level this up naturally. But if you can use it every once in a while, kind of add a little extra throughout your playthrough is very key. And things like, for example, stealth. This is my way I'm going to play, so this is going to be maxed out first. But you can also max out weapons and get things going with these. I have a way that I believe is working. So far, it seems like it is. And so you learn any tips or tricks, you share them with me. I have not used this weapon or this weapon in the game, but what I'm about to show you is how I'm leveling them up. And you can do it as well. So what we're going to do, and the main part of reason I bring up these stats also, is that there's a very cool system. In the first 2 hours, you'll end up here. This isn't a spoiler. This is pretty much from part 1. You have a rest area where you can go to. And in this rest area, there's a lot of different things you can do within it. Very cool. And yes, the customization of a picture is pretty awesome as well. But what I did was go into test weapons. And in here, this allows you to do a bunch of different things with these weapons. So you're capable of training, which I'm about to show right now, or you can go into examine the weapon and just go into the field and just see what happens there. It's all preference on what you want to do. There's this weapon area, which is a very cool, very simplistic range that we've seen in part one, kind of similar to that. And then you have the actual training missions where you're going to learn a whole bunch of different things. Shout out to Kojima bringing back the VR missions. Oh man, let's not say that out loud because we're gonna get in trouble out here. But Kojima's a mastermind, and gotta love it. So basically, pick up whatever weapons is available to you. It looks like at the moment I can only get the weapons that the game has given me already, but I can take all these weapons and I can come over here and just fool around. Right? We're just testing the weapons out. No big deal. And so now you can change the settings and see if my settings worked well, or maybe you like something different. You see right here, it's pretty snappy. I'm able to get my shots in. It's like auto aim right now, so. But that's the kind of thing that you can do. On top of that, you can call in an enemy on this side. Pick which enemies you want to spawn, and then just practice on them because they have different health bars, right? Everybody's different, and you can just get a little practice in and see how that works. Not really the most important thing. The reason I'm bringing this up is because right in here, this is the biggest tip of the day. I only did 2 of the actual missions, which were the stealth ones. I got an S on them, did them very quickly, very easy, and it looks like maybe I possibly leveled up the weapons with that. Then I have cargo, which is a new one that I can go and do, and I can do this and this, and this will level up those stats, I believe. Now, if they don't level up the stats, the reason I wanted you to do these is actually just to practice. Learning my stealth mechanics, doing these 2 were very good. I'm about to finish off and do the rest of these because they're very important to learn how to maneuver and to round and to do whatever it takes. For example, I don't know melee. So what we're gonna do right now together is learn melee. And a lot of tips and tricks, you know, that I can talk about, like that I'm learning as I go, as I play. This is super early on, but I've already played the original. Good to kind of get into the flow. So if I press circle, I can do combinations. They're training me on that. I can actually block by pressing R2 to block when I have a weapon equipped. What are you doing? Wait. Come on, player. Did he just try to kick me? Kind of weird. Not really working. Come on. I'm gonna put this weapon away, by the way. Come on. There it goes. See that? Try that again. Nice. There we go. Oh, you can do a charge attack. That's pretty cool. Old school move that's been around for a while. Hit him with a little cargo attack. You want to do, boy. And I can. There you go. Swing that at him. Grab it. Swing and throw. Didn't work, actually. Okay, let's try to throw. There it is. So this is all learning, right? There it is. I've done this before, so. Pull out the strand. And then I gotta press R2 when it's prompt. See, watch this. I missed. Again, I'm rusty. I'm pressing it early, and that's what I gotta stop. All right, ready? Then that's when you have your chance. You can take them down. Pretty much easy lessons. but very useful tips. And learning all this is very important. Very important. And that's how you could do for yourself, get a rhythm of it early on, right in the first couple hours. You do get some likes, which is always good. Kind of boosts you up. And then you want to do this in every single area. I believe they're going to have different drills in every single area. So I'm not leaving until I finish every single one for each of these. I'll just keep going down the line and make sure that I'm max. And then again, if you just want to practice for the settings, come in here, see how fast it is. Some people, don't listen to people like me that's telling you to put it on a specific sensitivity. Maybe you prefer a specific way to play, right? And who am I to tell you to go so fast when you like it a little slower and it works better for you that way? Too fast is too chaotic, oh my god, he's shooting crazy. If you want a slower pace, that's fine too. I personally like what I have now. It feels pretty good, but again, maybe I'll adjust it later. I learn the enemy patterns and routines. These are things that you want to do. But overall, those are the main settings in the game that you want to start working with and getting going from there on out. And of course, there's tutorials within the game. One of the last tips that I could talk about is this bad boy right here, Corpus. You have every single detail that I haven't even looked at, so I don't even know any of these. I'm clicking them right now. But all of these, some of the original game stuff, but a lot of new stuff as well that's in here for you to get going. Then you should be good to go. And you can thank me later. You have everything down. All right. Enjoy the game. I'm going to be doing as much as I can to give you guys anything I learned. Make sure you leave a like and share this so that we can build up the community together for what might be my game of the year. Just saying it now. Enjoy. Peace.